Okay, hello there. My name is Rodolfo, and first of all, thank you for joining LEIRD 2025. This conference will take place on two places, two components. One is the in-person that's happening in Cartagena, Colombia, and the second one that's online on Agora meetings. This is the platform that we usually use for this conference. So in this video, I'll take you through how you can access the platform, how first of all how you will get your credentials and how you can log in, and then after that, when you log in, how can you find the room that you have to go to for your presentation, and finally, how can you get some help in case you get stuck. So let's start with the getting the credentials. So first of all, you should receive an email that looks like this. There are two sections. I will go straight to the English section at the end. Dear Rodolfo Mata, we're very excited to have you participating in the LEIRD 2025 virtual conference. To access this virtual platform, please use the following link. Your account has been activated for LEIRD 2025. Username, and that's my email. Now, here's the thing. It might look a little bit different if you have already participated on Agora meeting or if it's your first time using the platform. If it's your first time, you'll see a temporary password under here, and that's the one that you'll use to log into the system for the first time. You can also update your password within the system, but in this case, I have already used the platform in the past, so I only have a username here. Okay, so I will use that. I will open a new tab and go to virtual.agorameetings.com, and it should look like this. Now I'll just click on the login button and I should be taken to this page. Now, what happens if I don't have or I have forgotten my password? No problem. There is a button right here, lost your password. You'll click on it and then you'll type your email, rodolfo.mata@lexay.org, and you just click on get new password. When you do that, you should receive an email that looks like this, and you will have a link so that you can open that page and change your password. I have already used it, so I'll just go back and head to the login page. I want the system to remember me, and I'll just put my email and password and log in. Okay, this is the main page, the entry point of LEIRD 2025 on Agora meetings. Now, there are two main ways to navigate the system. One is through the image, and another one is through the links on the top nav bar. Okay, so let's navigate through the images first. Let's assume that I want to go to the auditorium. Every time you hover your pointer over the image, you can see that certain white boxes appear. Those are the areas on the image that you can click on. So if I want to go to the auditorium, I'll probably click here. Then you can see that I'm taken to this other area. I can go to the meeting rooms or straight to the auditorium. That's where I want to go. So let's go to the auditorium. Now, every page on this system will have two buttons. One is the room agenda, where I can see all the sessions that are happening in this room, and another one is a join session, where I will be able to enter the meeting once it starts. So let's go to the room agenda. Here you can see, once again, all the sessions happening in this room. First of all, we will have the opening plenary and a welcome address on December 1st. That's Monday at 11 a.m. So how can I be sure that I'll be there, or if that's the time in my location? Well, every page on Agora meetings at the top will have this live clock, and it says event time in Miami, New York, and it's 12:21 a.m. So this clock on the top, it's based on, or it's going off of LEIRD's headquarters in Boca Raton, Florida, and they have this time zone, Miami, New York. Now, every session on Agora meetings is running off of that clock. Now, the in-person conference is happening in Cartagena, Colombia. They have the same time zone as the online system, so there shouldn't be any mix-up. However, if you're coming from a different country or you're joining online from a different country, then just to be completely clear, this is the hour that we're using, the time zone. So you can see if your time, in this case my time is 12:21 a.m. and then here it says 12:21 a.m. That means that I'm on the same time. If there is a difference, then you can go off of that to calculate the proper time for you. In this case, I know it'll be on Monday at 11 a.m. So it should be 11 hours more or less plus 2 days. Okay, let's double check that. I will go back and I'll go to the join session. That's where you go once the meeting is about to start. Now in here, you should be able to see the next session that's happening on this room. The next session. So it won't show what happened in the past or what's going to happen after this session, but specifically what's happening next. In this case, like we saw in the agenda, the next session is the opening plenary. And like I said before, it will take still 2 days and 10 hours, more or less. So you will see a clock of how much time it's left for the next session to start. Once you're a few minutes before the session starts, you will see a green button at the end over here where you can click and log into the meeting. It will open an online version of Zoom, so you don't have to install anything on your computer. You just click on there. It should be right set up to join the meeting. Now, okay, we have seen how to join the auditorium and how to find what's happening in the room. What happens? How can I access my room or the room where I'll be presenting, right? About my paper and okay, for that, let's go to Conf Tool. You should have an account and you should have received a message that's similar to this, and you will be given session details, and in this case the room that it's assigned to, in this case is the 1A. Now we have 5 main rooms, and they are under here on the full paper. You can see that it goes up to 12 in this case, but we're using 5 for this session. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And the way you will kind of translate this from Conf Tool to Agora Meetings is that if the room is A, then you go to F1. If the room is B, then you go to F2. If the room is C, you go to F3. If the room is D, you go to F4. And if the room is E, then you go to F5. That's the conversion. You don't have to pay attention to the first number. That basically says what's the session that's happening in that room on that day. But let's not complicate things. Let's just focus on the letter. So if in this case it's the letter A, that means that my presentation, this presentation, 119, it's happening on the room F1. So I will go to the full papers menu and click on room lobby F1. Like I said before, every room has 2 buttons, the room agenda and the join session. So I'll go to the room agenda. And in here you can see all the papers that are going to be presented on this room. And let's say that I want to look for that paper, 119. So I'll click Control F on Windows or Command F on Mac. And I should be able to use the search function in my browser. So I said that was the paper 819. You can see that's the first one on this table. But again, once again, you will see all the papers that will be happening in this room. Now here you can confirm some things like, okay, I know now that's happening in the room, this presentation, this paper is taking place in the room F1. If I go to another room like the F2 and I do the same steps, go to the room agenda and search here for the paper 819, you'll see that nothing will be found. That's because, once again, it's in the room F1 based on the letter that I got from Conf Tool. So if I am in the room agenda, I will be able to confirm not only that the paper is there, I can see what date and time this paper will be presented. And once again, I have the clock on the top of every page on Agora Meetings to double check the time. I can also check the paper title and the authors, and more importantly, in what order they will be presented. Now, you should have sent a video, so you won't be presenting live, but you will be answering some questions at the end, so it's important that you are there for your presentation. Once again, once we are a few minutes before the session starts, I'll go back to the room lobby and I'll go to the join session instead. Here's where I can see the papers that are going to be presented next in this room. I can see once again the paper 819, and I can see a clock of how much time is left for this next session. and a green button will appear here for me to join the session. Like I said before, you don't have to install anything. You'll be able to join the session through your browser. Now, let's say that I'm on this presentation and this catches my attention. Okay, the paper 212, and I listen, I listen to the presentation, looks interesting, I would like to learn more, I would like to read the paper. That's possible on Agora meetings. Let's see the title of the paper. A design method for a lead-free bullet production line at the Weapons and Ammunition Factory of Peru. Okay, how can I find the paper? Well, you will go up on the navigation and you will go to the agenda and click on Papers Lookup. You click on there, and just like we did before, you can use your search function in your browser and look for 819. You can see that once again is the first one in this table. I can see the title. Oh, sorry, I was looking for the 212, right? That was the example, and it's here on the table. And I can see the title once again being a design method for a lead-free bullet production line at the Weapons and Ammunition Factory of Peru. So let's say that I want to read this paper. You will just go to the right and you will see this link right here. Just click on it. And once again, you can read the paper online. That looks good. Now let's assume that before I proceed, I would like to actually point that we also have sponsors. You can click on this menu and click on sponsor exhibits, and you should be able to see these booths. We have PAC, UTT, like say, Agora Meetings, and the University of FAU. You click on one of those booths and you should be able to see more information. I recommend you visiting them as they might be related to the conference. But now let's go back to what happens if I get stuck. Well, if you are on the Agora Systems meeting, you should be able to see this bubble at bottom right, and here is a chat where you can access some help straight from your browser. You don't even have to move. You will just click on it, type your name, email, and the message. Hello there. And then on this department drop down, you should only select save. That's for this conference. And you just click submit. Our team will be there online and they will reach back really soon, as soon as possible, to help you with any things that you need, even if you get stuck, if you cannot find your room, or if you have any other technical problems. If you are able to join a session, you shall see some kind of Zoom display on your browser. And if you are having technical issues, but you are in the proper Zoom meeting, then you can just ask questions straight through the chat. Our technical team will be online and checking these chats in case you get stuck with anything, and we will be able to help you right there and then. But now, what happens if you cannot join the Zoom meeting? You cannot log into the Agora meeting system, but you still need help. Then in that case, I'll recommend you just send an email to registration@lacsay.org. I need help. And then add a description of what's your problem and what are you facing. And our team will be there online to try to assist you as soon as possible as well. Now, that should have covered the basis on how to get your credentials, how to join the system, how can you find the rooms for your presentation, how to get some help. And once again, if you have any technical issue or questions, just email at registration@lacsay.org. And once again, thank you for joining for LEIRD 2025. We hope you get an amazing time here. You can present, meet other people, and enjoy. Thank you.